Recorder.
Okay, so we're recording. This is the IRMNG, and the plan is to try to get a mix and match set for this. A huge interim register, but it's got lots of stuff going on, and we already have a Wikidata property for that, and there is no mix and match set as far as I know.
I did check that long ago, but I think that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be any.
I think you're right. Okay. So as we'll look into what we can download in a minute, but as usual, I like to start on the property itself and looking at just what the identifier looks like. So it's a number, and then yeah, all the usual stuff. But on the discussion page, there's these statistics, so we can see how many are done already. And the answer is a lot are well done.
It's about half.
Yeah, 59%
over half.
complete. Okay, so
Yeah.
this number out of 2.3 million means this number here. Okay, yeah, and that's their full set, is it? Some are accepted, some are
And I like having the
synonyms.
synonyms, and I like having the out-of-date names and
Fossils.
so on, because
Okay.
part of
Yeah.
the whole story. And the thing is that you know, each name has a different type specimen for it, if it has a type specimen, and someone has synonymized because they've looked at two sets of specimens.
Okay.
And there should be a paper to say that there's why they're synonymized, but one doesn't always score that.
And we were talking just before we started the recording about how we'd like to, if we do put this in a mix and match, we'd probably like to cut it up into pieces so that the mix and match doesn't overload. So maybe there are some subsets here, or there are.
You've got to download the whole set, Toby.
Okay, let's try that.
It doesn't permit you. If I tried downloading it via Phylum, and I chose Mollusca, and it said, oh, you can't do that, but you can download the whole data set here.
Okay,
And,
so is that here? Download the download button?
I did. Oh, no, I use search taxa with an empty
okay.
no.
Okay.
But download might be the trick, because I just didn't press that button.
We might try both. Let's have a look what it says. So this is the download page. It says we can export in Darwin Core Archive.
Yeah, and it's good. Darwin Core Archive. Darwin Core gives you all of the stuff that you want pretty well.
Okay. I don't know this format at all. It's I understand libraries use it or something like that, but
no, it's a series of fields, right?
Okay.
Series of columns, and this is sort of a minimum, you know, for a taxon.
Okay,
you know, you want the species name and the author and the this, that, and the other thing, the kingdom, the this, the that, and so Darwin Core is a standard that is used by databases to talk to each other, you know, taxonomic databases to talk to each other, I think.
Okay, subject to terms of use. So again, usually I think that if we're just matching an identifier, we're not really ripping off anyone's copyright. So as long as we don't republish this whole set, I think we should be compliant with these. Dumps represent snapshots, so that's fair enough. This is a changing thing, so whatever we do will just be the current stuff. I should make this bigger. Can you read this?
Yeah, no, it's fine, Toby.
Okay. What else do you see in this that matters? Yeah, good. That's what we want to do, right? We're going to link using the numeric identifier, which will link back to the latest record of the version. Okay. So it looks like they're just going to give us genus level. If we wanted the whole lot with species, we would need to contact them by email, maybe.
I think
or use your method.
Information's a bit contrary, really, because I mean, I didn't get that message, so I'm
Yes,
just.
you have a different way of downloading. So
Well,
maybe
I don't know. I hit a different button to do a download, and it didn't tell me that all I was getting were genera, and they weren't just genera. So
okay.
I think, like lots of things, when there's heaps of information, some of it is
Out of
self-contradictory.
date, you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fine.
It's hard to get everything to match.
All the stuff down the bottom, I don't think matters to us. So it looks like we just go to this export page and see what's there. So let's have a look there. Different years, and then
No, that's only
generas.
genera zip. So I think we need to go a different way, because we don't just want genera. So let's
So I'm happy to investigate a different way, although I guess since we are looking for subsets, this is a subset. So it might be interesting at some point to have, like, this is the IRMNG genera mix and match set.
Okay.
So that's not bad, but let's have a look at your way as well.
It may well be the same.
So you went
go
search
right up to the
taxa.
top of the page, go for search.
Yep.
Unclick the genera.
I'll unclick that. Yep.
And go search.
With nothing. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Begins with nothing. All right. It's doing something. Thinking.
Oh, yours is taking a long time to change.
Cool. You made it search the entire thing. Okay.
Right.
It says it's only found 50,000.
No, and then it says
which is fair enough. They've limited their set. Yeah, okay, I can download,
results.
but I believe this download would be just 50.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It takes you to different things.
Sure. I'll do it.
Okay, you can download a full database export here.
Ooh, okay, sure.
Which would probably take you back to your genera, I suspect.
Yes, it takes us back to here. Yeah.
Oh, that's strange.
Okay.
I did not get that.
Well, wait, you must have come somewhere here, and then.
No, I didn't. I don't think I did.
Do you happen to still have the file?
I've got a zip file somewhere. Let me just, but I don't know what's contained in it, because, as I said, I didn't successfully.
Oh, here, why don't I choose a different format? Oh, no, it won't matter, will it?
I chose comma separated. Oh,
you chose something here.
Try tab delimited. Try tab delimited is good. Just tab delimited.
Okay, I think I see what happened. So you chose something here.
Yeah, I chose something.
You chose some of this stuff,
and I left
and then
all of that.
And then you chose download.
Go back up to the top, because
yeah. So I think what's happened is you got the maximum number of downloadable results. So I think what it gave you would have been the first 10,000.
Well, do it anyway and see what it says.
Okay.
Because I think I actually thought I came to the button at the top where it said download everything here.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay.
You can download our full database export. So full database. So try that here.
Well, no, that one definitely goes to the page.
No, try it again, because you've chosen a different option here.
No, I promise. See, if I hover over it down the bottom, it's clearly going to that. That's a hard link, but the download has happened. It's coming now. So it's given me something. And then I'll open that.
Does it come as a text? Oh no, that's the name.
Yeah, you asked for tabs separated, so it came as a text file. But this one, I'm fairly confident that it's just given us the first 10,000.
Yep. Yep.
Which is
no, we've gone from there. But I thought I actually got full database download. It said somewhere, but anyway.
Okay, so you want me to click this again?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to, because that'll take us back to the way we were going to go anyway. Okay. So that's here, and there is a bunch of stuff, but I think we end up in this export.
Yes, I must have gone there. The export.
Let's have a look in the year. I don't know what this means.
And it's still genera.
73 megabytes. Oh, it's like last year or something.
Yeah, it's just they've zipped it. So they've got it all organized.
All right, well, let's grab the genera. So this is now 73.4 megabytes.
Yes, I think I must have
see how slow my NBN is. That's coming. You can tell how slow my NBN is, but there's probably the kids are playing. So
that's all right.
This is slower than normal, I think, and we're on Zoom, so maybe there's a bunch of stuff going on.
All right.
We're yeah, a third of the way there. So genera we're going to get, and then
You're gonna
yeah,
get
I
genera.
mean
That'd be
could,
great,
that
Toby.
could be do a good set on its own, and then if we find
It'd be
like
a great start.
Australian,
And the
Mhm.
thing about those genera anyway is when you click on them,
yep,
they take you to the species anyway. So if you've got the IRMNG link for a genus,
okay,
it takes you to the species list.
you can go down, yep,
Yeah, you can
Right,
go
right.
down. It's a nice database, I think.
Oh, that's what I should have done before. Sorry, the other thing I meant to check right at the start is just like what one of these things looks like. So I've not done that before. So I'm following one of these links to see what the IRMNG is and what it shows me. A Dahlia. So this is a genus. We're going to get this at some point.
And you can see
It
the
tells
direct
me a
children.
bunch
So
of
it's
stuff.
nice.
Right,
Mm.
children.
And again, it often gives in the often in the original description, it'll actually give you a link to an ancient paper or something as
Right.
well. So it's actually quite nice. Doesn't name it, but it does often give a link to the BHL link or to the Zobodat link or whatever it might be. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yes, when I do a person, I put up their literature as well and plonk in their literature into the taxon as well.
You're amazing, Margaret.
So I have been working quite hard on.
Yeah, you have.
Right. Okay, that's finished. So I will extract that.
See, the details bit there
Oh.
probably may get you since it's a link to.
Yeah, may get you to BHL.
Not always, but it will
No.
sometimes give you a BHL link. I got a nice Zobodat link to some German paper, which, we don't.
Sorry, where is the details? Where did you say I should?
Just
I
here,
think
original
if you go,
description, addenda, HN, Coliopt, France, Securip, addenda, page 2, details.
and if you click on the details, yeah,
this
where
one,
you're,
right.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
It's
But it sometimes has good
and
stuff
it
there.
often hasn't in this particular case, but often it will take you to an actual
Right. Okay, great.
the article, which is great.
Okay, so here is the downloads. Let me bring that across. So
That looks all
that's what we got, and then so there's
I'd go
big one.
Hmm.
Big one is this, reference, then species profile, then taxon. So probably this is the one.
Taxon text looks likely. Give it a go.
Okay, so I'm going to open that with Excel, just in case it needs to split all the fields or something. It's coming, sorry, it says not responding.
Tab should be a
280 megabytes. Yeah, okay. I think this computer should be okay. Thinking hard.
Yeah, this is where I fell down.
Okay, great. It says
I couldn't suck in the text into any.
it says text opening.
program.
Yeah, all right, it's coming. Here we go. So you got the extraction. Okay, yep, it's worked. So let me bring that across. Here we go.
Beautiful.
So tell me about this. Let's see. So we've got a lot of lines. That goes down to here, 522,000. Still quite a lot.
We've seen bigger.
So we've seen bigger, that's true. Some names with some funny.
Yeah, which are pretty disgusting.
But that
disgusting.
import has actually failed. Actually, these are not the right characters. I'm sure he doesn't have an A cubed.
No, don't worry about that. A bit of a bugger.
So we may not want to get names out of this, or
No.
I could have a look in the where's the text file gone? So
you could try sucking it into. Oh no, I think I tried sucking it into Open Refine.
yeah,
I think it fell over on that, but Open Refine brings in the characters nicely.
When I opened this, I just said open as Excel. That may not correctly, like maybe I was meant to import data, with a certain setting for the special characters. So I'll just have a look in the text file. This one's not responding either. But if the real characters are in the text file, then I should reopen the Excel, I think, a different way before we get too far down the track. I'll let that keep going while we have a look, just look at the structure of this
Take
file.
a look at the, that's where we want to look. I think we could, if subset works on such a large data set, we could break it up by phylum. On the other,
Wait, I just, okay, I'm going to pin it here somewhere. What's that called? View, freeze panes, right there. Okay, so, and then we can also get this slot here, institution code, and say, data filter. Okay, sorry, I missed what you were saying. Something about phylums.
Yeah, I mean, you could try doing the whole lot, or we could just go. I'd go Mollusca, or whatever it is, M.
Okay, so I'll unselect and then I'll find M. Yeah, Mollusca. Okay, so for example, it has one phylum, a whole bunch of a few classes, a lot of orders. And genus. So that has currently, yeah, so that's got 45,000 records. If we even, oh wow, that's quite a lot of Mollusca. Yeah, because
there's a lot of the little buggers. There's land ones and sea ones, and there's ones with scarcely any shell at all.
All right. Okay, land ones. So does this include snails?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. My friend is going to be very happy with this. Okay, so
and snail, snails do not get a good, look in Wikidata.
Okay.
I've introduced lots of new snail species to Wikidata.
Good job.
Via AFD.
So probably the only taxonomist, oh no, that's not quite true. The taxonomist I know best is a snail and slug taxonomist. So okay, so there's lots of columns here. I don't know how many we need. I guess I'd be interested in knowing what is the name. There is no column for the name.
Yes, it is. It's further along somewhere.
Okay, good.
The scientific name, authorship. So I think there'll be a scientific name somewhere.
Well, this is the end. So institution code, data set name, rights holder license, taxonomic status, code, authorship, rank, epithet, no, specific epithet. So remember we're on genera.
Here. Go back to A.
Okay, good point. Oh wow, it's gone off my page. Why is yeah, that's weird.
They're hidden.
Yeah, they are hidden. All right, good point. So let's figure out what's going on.
Them.
Oh my goodness, what's going
on? And go to.
Normally when I unhide something, I hover here and go unhide like that. But this is over here, so get it. Am I meant to?
I'm not sure how you. I usually go to columns and I go format. Oops.
I was just checking if that thing's still going, and it is.
All right. So. I go to format and the format.
Okay, format.
You need to go to home. Go to home. Choose format. Up the top. Oh, you've got a different version.
I'm afraid I do have a fairly old version. Like this something here, styles. No,
usually format. Just choose format. Choose format alongside delete and insert.
Oh, here. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And hide and unhide.
Okay.
And go unhide.
Okay.
Now it'd probably take a long time.
Wait up. It could be my let me get rid of that thing I did. The freeze pane thing. Unfreeze panes. Okay, so maybe it, yeah, there we go. Sorry. Okay, I froze it far out and
Okay.
couldn't handle it.
So what
okay,
we want
need
to
a
pull
name.
down is the scientific name and its ID, not the
This one
accepted
here.
name, because the accepted name is, you know, it's accepted now and whatever. What we're trying to do is pull down the scientific name and the ID that goes with it. It may not be accepted. It's obviously useful to have the accepted name, but for the moment, I'm really interested in, you know, by the time you try farting around with all of that, it gets really messy.
Okay, so I'm hearing you want this one, scientific name.
Yep.
And then you said, don't worry about accepted. I'm fine with that. I'll go with what you say
it can
about.
come across, but it's not something we're going to use, is really what I'm saying.
Sure.
Because what happens is that you get the accepted name repeated many times. You know, there's a scientific name. It's been this, it's been that, it's been, you know, X, Y, A, B, C, D, E, F. And so every time you get the same accepted name coming out with its same accepted, you know, ID, and you don't get unique things. What is unique is the scientific name that matches the AFIA ID. And then it links it, you know, to what is currently accepted, which is great. But we're interested in the scientific name as described by the scientific author in this whole thing. And if we're putting them up individually and everything else, yes, we try and, you know, whack up 2 things at a time and have both this, you know, the name it's been synonymized with and all the rest of it. But for the moment, we're really just trying to go, this was a scientific name.
Yeah.
This is its ID.
Yeah.
And not worry about acceptance or non-acceptance. That's something that
okay. So
I don't really want to worry about at this stage, and it's a source of contention, and it's not always agreed upon.
Okay.
But it is the case that X published a paper in 1920 that established this scientific name.
Okay, so so I remember we talked quite a lot about all the different categories of unaccepted things last week. So I trust you guys on that. Let me just show you something I found. So I found this one, Brachiopoda, and over here it's messed up the name, right? So if we're going to use the scientific name, that one is an example of a messed up name. So then I went back over here and found, it's finally finished loading the file. I found Brachiopoda, and in this version, so the text version, it correctly renders the name, which means that the download was good. I've just opened it badly. So I'm going to quit that Excel and give up on what we've done so far. So I will not even save it, because I want to reload this file and get the names right. So let's go with that for a sec. So here's Microsoft Excel again. It's blank this time. And so now we're going to go, I think it's data from text. And, oh, sorry, no, I shouldn't. Oh, where are we? I'm showing you everything.
Downloads,
downloads, yes, that's what I want. Okay, that's the one. And if anyone wants to go through my entire directory, now you know what my secrets are. Import, here we go. Or at least my first level secrets. Delimited characters such as commas or fixed width. So I guess it was tab delimited. Yes, okay, tab delimited. Great.
Tab delimited.
Okay, so this is sometimes where it does the character detection. So we have to choose the right thing, and I don't always remember, but it
UTC-8 or something is often.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go for that. I agree with you. Unicode, UTF-8. Yeah,
that one's commonly used by OpenRefine, I know.
I think you're right. I think that is what will give it to us. So we'll go next. I'll say tab, and then that's not really true, is it? No, we don't want that, because then if 2 columns are blank, it'll skip them both. Okay, and so that's all good. And this looks good, I think. Viral. Oh, wow. Okay, good. So
it
let's
just
go
shows
next.
the total state of mess that some things are in, right? I know, it's sort of quite interesting. People think it's all over and done with, but by God, it ain't.
No.
Okay, so I'll say finish.
Even if it's digitized, it's normally wrong.
Yep.
Okay, so we got something.
Very nice.
What I'm going to do again
Oh,
is
that
just
looks
check.
lovely, Toby.
Hang on. Let me check again, though, that name. It was Brachiopody.
It was Dumeril. Yep.
And so I just want to see if we got that name right. No, we've come up with something different. Hang on.
Well, Brachiopoda is, I mean, there's a zillion Brachiopoda, so you're not going to find it.
Okay, I'm not going to find it.
Dumeril or something.
Okay, but I can't type that letter. Let's go.
D-U-M-E, hunt for Dume.
Well, the E was the thing that went wrong.
D-U-M.
There must be a lot of DUMs. Wait, I'm just going to try this, which is, there's less columns now. Oh, I think something different's gone wrong. Do we have what we need? I guess. So we have the scientific name.
The name and the ID.
The authority. Okay, so it might be okay.
And anything else is a gift.
Yeah. Okay. I'll live with it. I do not understand though why we got less columns this time. But so what I was going to do is filter for. You said last time.
Mollusca.
Filter for mollusca, but I can't even see that. Oh, it's over here.
Phylum.
H. Phylum. There we go. Okay, so filter for not all, just mollusca. Okay, good. Now, if I search Brachiopoda, I thought that no, cannot find. Wait a minute, I didn't search right. So try again. Go back over here. Scientific name.
Yes, I know. They were sadly lacking in imagination on that one, weren't they?
Ooh. Why am I not getting it?
You're not getting it because it's not in that class.
Why are there species here?
Exactly. It's interesting.
No, we opened the wrong. I know what you told me to go to my downloads. Okay, yeah. You remember we downloaded just the first 10,000.
Oh, did you?
No, you told me to.
Oh, right. I didn't notice that you pressed the button. That's all.
That was okay. So that
I didn't notice that you pressed the button. Sorry.
Don't save. Okay. So now we try all that again. Okay. So Microsoft Excel and file data from text. But now we've got to find the right place properly. So it was in downloads, but not that one. It's in a folder called this. And then species profile. We thought it was taxon. Sorry, you're right. Okay, so import delimited, not this, that, and that. This default is strange. I wish they would default to a Unicode, but anyway, okay, that's good. Tab is right, and then we're going to get lots of columns this time. That's fine as well. Okay, good. It's working on it. This will take a while because it's big. Yep. Okay, and then we're going to check that name again. Hopefully, UTF-8 is correct.
Plinka, plinka, plink.
Thinking hard. While we do that, let's see if we can do something else. So I've looked at an item to the, what else? Oh yeah, the other thing we can do is see who's already been working on this. They must have got species if they've managed half of the database.
It's I mean, everybody looks for species in there. It's such a good database, so it's used by everybody.
Right.
I think. I mean, I use it all the time. It's one of my go-to. I mean, it's a good taxonomic database. GBIF is not, because GBIF, no, it's not. It's simply not. It's just GBIF is the sum total of everything that's been sloshed in, but it takes its taxonomy from anybody and everybody.
Right.
But IRMNG, you know, attempts to be a taxonomic database, you know, as you can see with and I think it works out, you know, the accepted, unaccepted, etc. I believe are probably done by, you know, some sort of local expert or something. It's not, you know, how we saw that Insects of the World is essentially a database. It's a compendium of a whole pile of databases. It's not, obviously it started by somebody enthusiastic about insects, but it's not, you know, like AFD is done by Australian scientists, Australian taxonomists putting up what they think are the names. So it's independent of IRMNG. Insector of the World takes its stuff from ITIS, it takes its stuff from Europea Fauna, or whatever it is, or Europa Fauna. There's a third database, so I can't think of what it is, but it, you know, so it's a derivative database. Others are, and Worms is not a derivative database. It's a database done by specialists, independent of AFD and stuff like that, independent of GBIF. So it's, you know, it has that great value in that it's not repeating stuff that is seen elsewhere. BioLib takes its stuff from all other databases as well. I mean, it's a nice database. Whoever's running it does a pretty conscientious job, but it's derivative.
All right. So I have, I was going to check if we can filter by the, yeah, let's do that. So we've got a filter by phylum. Here it is. Not all, just MO, Mollusca. Okay, and then I search for Brachiopoda. And, ooh, interesting. That's not what I was looking for. Maybe it's searching the column I. That doesn't look useful. Let's search for column, this column here. Still doing that. Okay.
I just run down the names thing and see if you've got any dodgy looking names, I think.
Okay, sure.
Toby,
yeah.
I think that might be the easiest way.
Where are the names? So this column, this one's too big. I'm going to make that smaller. Okay. So we're going to use some of those columns. Parent, I think we can make that small.
Come on.
Where are the names?
Scientific authority.
Nearly there.
Keep on moving.
I think it's, yeah, I think it's over here, but I don't want these so big. So. Okay. Here we go. Scientific name, authorship. And we'll make that bold because we like that one. Yeah, so last time I just skimmed down, didn't I? And then there was one that
keep on going.
Looked bad. Oh yeah, there's a good character.
That looks pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I'll just get a few more.
Nothing is leaping out at one.
They all like they're
oh, there's some accents.
There was a, yeah, there was a apostrophe.
I saw an
oh, there's one. Yeah. Okay.
Around.
Good. All right. Okay. So yeah, that looks happy. So let's move on with that. So that column I've put in bold because that's important. This column I think we may want to just have on hand so we know what's going on. And then there's all this stuff. So I don't think I'll want that one. So I'm going to hide it and references even. Institutions, you can hide all these things, I think. Oh, except I want to make some new columns. So we're going to have an ID, we're going to have a name, and we're going to have a description. That's the crucial stuff that we need to make, and I'll put them into the
The
filter.
ID is
Oh.
the one.
The ID,
Yeah,
yeah. So the ID is
click it.
on this, yeah.
Yep, I think that's the ID. So you could.
So just to be clear, so there's two columns that look similar, but I think this is like where it is. Oh no, this is what we need. If we're using scientific name, we need the name ID, not the taxon ID.
That's
So
right.
let's find where some are different so that we can go all the way down. They're still all the same. Maybe genera are always accurate or always accepted or something.
Good
You
thing.
laugh.
Yeah.
We do laugh.
Why am I
Okay.
putting up 700 genera that aren't there in bloody,
Well, then what's the difference between these columns? So I'm struggling to find any that are different. I'm going
Don't
to.
worry about it. Just.
Well, no, it matters, right? Let's say there is one that's different.
Mhm.
Then which number should we use?
We would use the scientific name ID
Okay, I'm
because
good.
we're matching
I'm in agreement. But
names to IDs in IRMNG. Oh.
Oh no. Don't you start to keep me going. I'm 2 hours ahead.
okay, they're all the same. Every single one of them, I think, if I've done my formula right. So they're all identical. So yeah, you guys are ready for bed, eh? So we go over, but we're going to prefer this one.
Yep.
Now, we have
we don't want the
to
accepted
get the
name.
number. We have to chop all of that off.
Yep.
So that, how many characters do you guess that is? About 25. Let's go way over here and find ID.
You can just find
equals. Oops. Equals.
I usually chop on at the point where it ceases, like I go tax name equals or tax name dot. So I search for tax name dot and break it at that point.
Okay, I was close. Now I need to subtract 2 more. So this is my way of snipping that off. I just subtract a certain number of characters. So I believe that looks roughly right compared to these ones.
Swing it over.
Close to. No, I want to leave it over this side. Sorry,
because you're going to use it
at the end. We're going to grab stuff here.
Yep. Gotcha.
So then this name is just plain equal to the scientific name.
Yep.
And we can fill that down. This is going to look interesting, questionable something or others. But yeah, sure.
Why have we got viruses when because we haven't subset it?
I might have undone the table when I added my own things. Undone the filter when
don't worry about it because it'll be fine. That we won't be seeing non-biota fossil when you choose.
Okay, sure.
So I wouldn't fuss.
Okay, so then we would say like, what's the generic name?
Well, the generic name when we subset it to mollusks will be genus of mollusks.
But it could be higher than genus.
Some
of them
that's
are
possible. So you might want to form it.
You can find it. There's a column. Where's the column? I saw one. Kingdom. There, that column.
No, not.
Yeah, taxon rank. Look.
You want the rank?
Yeah, it's there. This one here. These kingdom ones. So
okay, taxon rank.
So
we're going to go taxon rank.
Oops. This concatenate. So it'll say kingdom of, and then
no. You don't want kingdom. You want taxon rank.
I got the taxon rank.
Okay.
U3 is the taxon rank.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Although,
Sorry.
why am I? Hang on, it's in the wrong row. I might have. U3. I don't want U3. I want U2. U2 of that would ruin the whole thing. Of, and then the of will be.
Mollusks.
We'll want it to say mollusca, so that'll be
And
like the
subset it by
phylum,
mollusks.
like that.
Well, it would be phylum. So of
Yeah.
yes.
So
yeah.
that's
Excellent.
nothing of nothing. Biota is nothing of nothing, but all the
That's
rest
fine.
will be something like that.
That's beautiful.
Phylum of hemichordata. Yeah. Okay, and it'll be like that for everything. Now, usually, is it useful to say the scientific name? But the author's name at that point. So, like, we could say.
I always call it citation because it's it's in brackets or it's not in brackets. It's several names or one name and a year, or it might not even be a year if it's a plant.
But so in the description, in the like Wikidata and the mix and match description, it'll say phylum of Agmata, then what? By somebody.
No, it doesn't need to, because with any luck, Agmata is unique.
Yeah, but so the description, we should supply as much info as the matching person would like. So like maybe like.
Well, then you grab it and concatenate it with the scientific name authorship.
Yeah, so that's what I've done here.
And some of those will be bracketed, we hope, and some of them not.
Okay. So some of them are very long. That might be my fault. Yeah.
No, it's modern probably. I mean, you know how people write papers, and there's 10 people that write the paper these days, whereas in the 1800s it was one person who wrote the paper.
Okay. Yep. So this one says square brackets phylum. That's a bit weird.
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not very worried.
Probably because it's not a unique name.
The name, the author name must have had a brackets phylum in it. There,
yeah, it must
like
have, and leave it. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, sure. They want to do that. I can do that. Okay, I should have been pressing right. There we go. So, or I could double click it even. Oh, that's very wide. There's one somewhere that goes that wide. Okay, so these look okay as descriptions, do they?
Yep, they look lovely.
Class. So some of them look like, if they don't have an author, it just says by blank.
You could, re-edit it and
if
get
something.
rid of the buys.
So is that worth it? If there is no author,
I personally
most will have it.
I mean, it depends on how.
Oh wow, sure did a lot. I'm not too fussed
Take
about.
a look at Mollusca.
Yeah, okay.
And see how whether you really want to solve it or not. Because the thing about a label is it's extremely useful for people when they're looking to see whether something is or is not the same.
Yeah.
But a spare by is not going to break anybody's heart.
True. Okay. It used to be imported when you pressed new item. It used to use that description as the English description for the Wikidata item, the new item you just made. So I used to have to get them looking nice. Here's what it looks like. Yeah, there's a few missing bys, even in Mollusca. Oh, there's quite a lot. Okay,
they're all at the high orders of the thing anyway.
Yes, the high orders.
They probably will already have a label and a description.
Okay,
and when you do a mix and match, it won't import it anyway, because at that high level, you really do hope that all of the orders are in.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so I'm going to fix everything but the first one, because I don't want to put on a video a bad. So if something, and the something will have by in it if it is there, and it will have nothing in it if it's not there.
Yep.
So then the if is if not is blank v2. Okay, so let's try that. This is too wide. It's gone off my page. How do I do that? Oh no. I don't know how to make it smaller. Like this. This might work. I really don't know how to make this smaller. Okay, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll deal with it. But oh no, see, I have to click down. So I need, showing my poor Excel skills. Here we go. So that's the name. And then how do I grab the same? Maybe, is there a width? Column width. Okay, let's do 100. That's better. Okay, got it. So so what I was trying to do was to copy this down to get rid of the buys. So it still has kingdom of, but that's because it's bigger than a kingdom. And then down here, the phylum of something by. Yeah, okay. So this is an example that's worked fine. Okay, so let's go with that. We'll only have a few broken ones, the massively high ones.
They're at very high level, so you're not going to import them anyway, I think.
And then so the question is, okay, so I'll give you Mollusca again, and my question now is, question now is about this unaccepted thing. Are any of these unaccepted? Do we
There's
have to
heaps of them, but I think,
even genera?
Yep.
Where
think
is it?
Given that
Accepted here, temporary name. Okay, I see there are dubiums and all that kind of thing. So I should take out accepted. Then
leave out nomen nudum.
Okay, you are going to tell me to leave some out. So I just want to
leave
see.
out nomen nudum because it's not a scientific description, and the name becomes available again, and so it's sort of it just makes life confusing to keep in nomen nudums.
Right. A minute ago you were telling me not to worry, but
no, I want unaccepted and I want accepted, but and inquirendum.
Yeah, there are some nudums.
Yes,
families.
Like people, some of the things that pass for descriptions are beyond belief. At least I find them quite hard to believe. Anyway.
Okay, so you would like to have not that. I can't remember what we did last week.
I don't want.
Even sorry. Like dubium, but not nudum.
No,
okay.
Yeah, nomen dubium. That's in someone's mind. It's not necessarily anybody else. Keep inquirendum. God.
Temporary name.
I'm a bit inclined not to be. I'm a bit inclined to select all. Actually, I'd leave out nomen nudum. That's
okay.
the only one I'd leave out.
Okay, I'll just have a look at what temporary name looks like. It looks like
waiting allocation. So they're waiting for publication, but that's something. That's what it looks like to me. That they've got, papers and stuff coming out with new taxa, and they've put it in the database because they've submitted the paper, but the paper may not have been published.
Yeah, we're going to have trouble with this one because there's 2 Mollusca brackets awaiting allocations, and so we don't want them.
I don't put them in anyway.
No.
I wait for publication.
Okay, so I agree with that. So let's not have temporary names.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
And then should we look through the other ones? What's uncertain mean?
Uncertain means it's been published and so nobody's got around to sort of working out whether they really want it. But that's only for this database.
Okay, so, they look okay.
Yeah. So a lot of other databases, are quite certain, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
They look
fact-
okay. I agree.
AFD has a heap of, any of your names in AFD are accepted names. It only puts up names that it accepts. And any synonyms don't get a special, Toby didn't do any kind of upload in his, whole thing. All of the names are accepted that AFD puts up. Yet, when I go into IRMNG, a lot of those are unaccepted. A lot of them are, uncertain. And you've got.
No, I think you're right, Margaret. I think we should, I agree with you about nomen nudum. And I also agree about the temporary name.
Okay.
But the others can be judgments on the basis of the person putting the data in the database, not necessarily taxonomically.
It's just one scientist
correct.
saying it.
So this is the list we want, right? We're ticking everything except nudum and temporary. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good to me.
So we'll say that.
Yeah.
All right.
I just know so much of the stuff I've put up is unaccepted by IRMNG. And what the basis is unclear. You don't know whether they just haven't, it's really unclear what's going on. It's clear enough when it's some European bloody insect or something that's drifted into Australia on, in a ship or something and been found.
Sure.
And so it goes into our database and, it goes up the tree and everybody puts in all of the information, but they're not interested in it because it's not an Australian species. And so when I see a European insect and it doesn't match to our AFD, I believe the Europeans. But when I see an Australian insect and it doesn't match, I believe the Australians.
Sure. Okay. So what I've done now is, so on sheet 1, we had the full list and all those filters that we just put in place. I had 3 columns out the right, which were the 3 that we were making. And I've just copied those 3 columns because it's just selecting the something thousand. It says, hang on, let me count it again for you. So there's 44,000 roughly in this set that we've got. Happy with that? So Mollusca, 44,000 genera.
44,000 names.
Of genera and higher. Yep. But not species.
Not species.
So there's genus down the bottom. Anyway, so I copied those 3 columns and then I put them here. I went paste as value or something, which just gets those lines and does not have any formulas anymore. So if we ever decide to change our formulas, I'll have to do this again, but I think it looks okay at the moment. So now we have like a fairly flat list of the ones that we want. And if I might just, because I haven't saved my whole file yet, I might save the whole thing. This was in downloads. This one.
IRMNG mollusks, or no, IRMNG genera, I suppose, isn't it? Because you've got 2 sheets.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's fine. I guess I'll say processed because it's what we've done to it. So yeah, the sheet 2 is the one that I then want to save as a uploadable thing. So it's thinking hard. So while it thinks, I'll go. Oh no, yeah, it's ready. So I think we can export this one. So file, save as. If you tell it to save like just a CSV.
No, you've got some commas in there. You don't.
Okay, sorry. Tabs. You're right. I'll do tab delimited like that. Yeah.
And I'd put an IRMNG somewhere in that name because I'd like to. I'd like it to show where it came from. Beautiful.
This whole folder is that, but anyway, that's
Oh,
fine.
is it? Sorry, I didn't see. Yes.
That's fine. I'll do that. So this, except this one should have been Mollusca. Yeah. So because we're just exporting sheet 2. It's
Gotcha.
the point of this message is to say we can only save one sheet in a flat format. So I say make.
Yeah, you probably want to change the name.
So that's fine. I will have to change the name, but I'll do that here. So then this is just Mollusca. Actually, we'll just put it here. Is it double L or one L?
That's no double L.
Okay. I can't do it because it's open, so I'll just close that for now. I don't save. Try again. Okay, so there we go. So there's our text document. And I'll just have a quick peek at it, but yeah, interesting. Oh, I see. It's put a quote around it every time it wanted something with a comma in it. That's interesting. Hopefully mix and match can deal with that. I'm just looking again for a name just to see if we've got any that have managed to get the special characters. There is apple off. So that seems to have worked. I guess the only thing I'm worried about here is these quote marks on some of them and not on others, but let's see what happens there. So we're up to the bit where, what's this? Why have I got this open? Oh, this is, someone showed me this yesterday. How many legs does a chicken have? If you type that into Google, you get 4. I'm going to close my exams.
Where does that come from? Someone's done something in Wikidata wrong.
No, because Google thinks that legs equals limbs.
Oh.
And that they are correct that the limbs are 4, but not that the legs are 4. So yeah.
That's pretty right, really.
Oh, really? Wow. You're a real biologist then, Margaret. Anyway, back to this.
You know, I mean, animals have such boring, you know, basic anatomy in some ways. I mean, not when you, but, you know, in terms of, you know, 2 arms, 2 legs and, you know, a body, plants just beat them pants down, really.
Okay, so how many, all right, I'll test you out. How many legs does a jacaranda have? What do you reckon? What is the correct?
0.
What is the correct answer? Let's see.
For me,
it's not willing. It's not willing to even have a shot. I'll have to think of. I'll have to think of a good name.
Where do you get this from?
There was a talk. Never mind. Doesn't. Thank you to whoever gave that talk. If you're watching this recording. So mix and match. So I think we're kind of ready to try to do an upload. I've forgotten import or update a catalog. Maybe it's that. Yeah, we can choose a file. So yeah, that looks fine. So we go here, we find out what the thing was, 50, 55, and it's the right one. So we go there and it autofills all of this.
Oh, nice.
But we should, because we're just doing a genera like that.
Yep.
I mean, that's long, but in the Mollusca phylum, is that how you spell that? Yeah, okay, so that's the long name. The URL is still okay. The type is biology. Default entry type is taxon. Oh yeah, here it is.
16521.
Oh, you know it.
Oh God, I
Good.
see it every bloody day.
I used to learn the constants of the universe. You know, all the on the data sheet for physics and chemistry. There were all these constants, and I used to know them all.
Tab separated values they were. So
but yeah, you're right. Tab separated, not a URL. It'll be a file. no regular, well, that's all about URLs. By the way, the URL, it does have a good way of importing like a Google spreadsheet, but with in Excel. So I'll just choose a file. And now you're seeing all my enterprise agreement stuff. So I won't show you that for too long. Downloads over here.
Up the top should be.
I think it's sorted badly, sorry. Here it is. And the Mollusca is there. Okay, so that's probably the right. Add new entries, update existing.
Yes,
That's
will
if
be
you,
update existing.
well, actually, this is when you're overlaying one on another catalog, on a catalog that already exists. You can like update it by updating existing descriptions, but actually we're just doing the whole thing new. So I think it looks, we say it looks good, do we? And then it does something. Here we go, it's done that. Or maybe now we see if it looks good. Here we go. Okay, so I named the columns ID, name, and description, and it has worked out that they are the ID, the name, and the desk. So that's good.
Nice.
If you come up with random labels, it sometimes gets confused and you have to redo your labels. But anyway, that's good. So we say test. It's just doing 1,000 tests, and it's yeah, I've seen this before. It's leaving out the heading row, which is good, and then I don't know what the extra one it's leaving out is, but that's fine. Looks good, but I can't see any of them. Am I meant to see them?
I don't know.
It's happy. It's saying it's adding 1,000 of them. Yeah, all right, maybe this is right. Let's just say good. And I think we might be okay. So we've made a new catalog. There it is. This one will not take a long time to load because, well, it's 43,000 or something, but 40 something thousand, but at least it does not have to actually scrape.
855,000 or
yeah.
1.3
Oh,
million.
and more importantly, it doesn't have to go anywhere to get them. It doesn't have to go load some HTML, scrape the HTML, do that kind of thing. So I think if I refresh, I think it'll be ready very soon. There we go. Only 160.
Wow.
So it's still, it started and it's going to gradually, oh, look, see, even between when it wrote this line and when it wrote this line, the number had changed. So it's definitely working and it's coming. I'll click refresh again and we're up to 1,000. Excuse me for a minute. I'll just go to the loo while it updates. Feel free to chat away.
That's very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Toby.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it will be good because I mean, for example, one of the things I want to put up is, you know, author citations and things like that. And just, you know, there's so much mismatched stuff, you know, there's plants attached to animals and vice versa.
Yeah.
And, you know, it slowly gets fixed, which is why it's up there and, you know, people spot it because they go, oops, that doesn't look quite right. You know, there is a great virtue in having things up there, even if they're wrong, I think. I mean, obviously, well, at the very
least, it can show people that it is wrong. I mean, that's the nice thing when you're doing it, say, for example, in Binomial Tracker, it's just the bad data just drowns out at you. Once you've got something to compare it to, you know, you can see this person died a decade ago. They obviously did not collect that specimen. It is somebody else.
It's like disambiguating authors. I mean, one of the things I really like when you put up the Scholia is you can see the journals in which the character's published. Well, if they're a taxonomist, they're not going to publish in asthma. You know,
they're not going to. It's actually, I've had one There's always exceptions to the rule. I had one guy who was doing a lot of taxonomy, and then he published in this most obscure chemistry journal. And I'm going, that's got to be someone different. It's got to be someone different. Turned out he actually was a chemist. Didn't write many chemistry scholarly articles. He was a taxonomist by hobby and was obsessed with it. He was in the wrong profession.
Are you talking about my neighbor?
No.
Is this Alan
No.
Archer? Are you sure?
No,
Because-
it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, I'm just saying. There was another guy, not your neighbour. There was someone I can remember working on someone who was doing chemistry papers, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. And
No,
then, but
I think it's him.
taxonomy papers out. You know, just heaps of them.
Yes. I think you're talking about my neighbor, Alan Archer.
Really?
So he-
No, it's very common in lichenology and in
Right,
fungi.
because they do
They're
have
chemists
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
they do
because
have
it's fundamental to the
active chemists.
taxonomy of lichens and
Yeah.
whatever, that they use huge chemical bases
yes.
for the taxonomy.
So I'll tell
pretty
you,
common.
even if you're not talking about my neighbor fits the
Tell
exact
me about
same
your neighbour.
description. He fits the exact same description. He came to Australia. He was born in England, went via Southern Africa, and did a whole bunch of industrial chemistry placements there. Came out to Australia, did more industrial chemistry, or like at least analytical chemistry. And you're right, published like a handful of papers, because his job, he wasn't academic. He was
Yeah.
more like getting results and finding stuff. So,
Exactly.
so a few papers out there, but then he retired, and people started sending him. Well, this was clearly his hobby, and is his hobby, and he had a whole room full of lichen samples, and when he tried to move back to England,
They wouldn't let him bring him.
well, he had to get rid of his house, and so this is still going. So a lot of samples and so on that he had to throw out, but then I had all this little funny equipment, and it's really interesting. But and published many papers in lichenology.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Once you're trying to disambiguate, you don't realise that they're a chemist. So you're looking at the area that they've published the most in. So it comes quite a bit of a surprise when you go, there's one person, one paper. Surely it can't be him, and then you work out that it is.
No,
So yeah.
Chemistry, yes. Yes, Alan's stuff was difficult to disambiguate for that reason, because
Not very helpful. He's got a very common last name.
He spent his time, working as a public servant in some industrial chemistry thing, and then suddenly, bingo, he's a lichenologist. So now what happens now, Toby?
So I'm just waiting a little while, because it's not up to 44,000 or however many we had. So it's still coming, and I think now is a good time to just chat for a bit, because once let's see how many we are waiting for. Once we get up to 40 whatever thousand, then it will start the matching process. Like, it'll start searching through and seeing if it's got any automatic matches. But we can force the issue and ask it to do a taxon matcher, which will match anything with the exact scientific name. So let me just see the number. We're looking for 44,620. So still, I think we've still got a fair way to go. Yeah. That's okay. It's working hard, and probably other people are doing stuff at the same time.
My paper got submitted. Yay.
Oh, well done.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. No, now we're waiting for the editors and reviewers to come back.
Sure, yeah.
I'll take
But
a
at
bit.
least you got it all over the line. It was a year effort. Amazing.
Here's what we can do. Sorry, I just remembered something we can do. But now that we've made a catalog, we can go to the property and say that there is one.
There is one.
So go here, mix, match, with some qualifiers. So applies to part, Mollusca, and also applies to part genus.
Genera.
Um,
Genus, yep. Beautiful.
or like not species. I don't know how to say that, but
Yeah,
anyway,
Genus and
yeah, we
genus,
could be like also applies to part kingdom or whatever. What's higher than
Yeah.
genus? Class. What's the next level up?
family.
Family.
Okay, so we'll give a clue. I don't think this
Stereo.
matters. No, oops, no, group of people. Taxon rank. There you go.
Yep.
Okay, so that'll give a clue that it's not just genus.
Keep going.
You wanna keep going?
What's after
Yep, tell
family?
me more.
Oh God, there's
Oh,
super
God.
family.
Okay, you should know this.
Super
Here we go.
family.
I'll show you. There's a list.
All we've got to do is yes,
We've got a list over here, and we
just
go.
do a who's he what.
We'll find this thing. Where is it? Here.
Filter,
Order.
A filter.
Class.
Oh right, okay.
Oh no, sorry. I'm wrong. Sorry. Which
Order.
one was it? Order.
Wouldn't it be
Where's
order?
it? Yes, order. Where is that? Here.
I don't know. I'm looking. I'm
Lovely
looking
order
somewhere.
class.
No, that's not what I want.
That's
Wait a minute.
lovely.
I want to know what type of thing it is. Taxon rank. That's what I want. I want this. So yeah, okay. You've told me the answer. I wanted this list of answers. Okay, so we've done genus and we've done
Young
family.
family. Now we
family.
need order class
We
and
need
phylum.
order class. No, not really phylum. Okay,
No, we don't
good.
need phylum.
Okay, so order rank, yeah, and applies to part class.
And it should
Right.
do.
Okay, good. That'll do.
Beautiful. Lovely.
So yes, so someone can figure out that chunk that we've got. I suspect that this is going to be really well done already.
I think so too.
So this
But
whole
if it is, that's really good because mollusks are one of the lesser families for
And
interlinking.
anything in the sea.
So if it's and
is-
if it's done well, that's very reassuring to me.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I'm wrong if it's a less done one. Yeah, and we haven't. I guess because we've included what they are calling unaccepted names. Some types of unaccepted names. Maybe they will not be well covered in Wikidata. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, also, I'm just trying to say that if it is there, it's good. It's reassuring to me that Wikidata is covering it well.
Good.
It's
And
not
it
a hole.
would be very pleasing. We'd really like to have everything matching as we whack it up. It would mean that all the
That'd be
world's
great.
databases were in sync. Ha ha ha.
Great. Okay, super.
or at least linked in Wikidata.
Excellent. So we are getting close there. Passing the 40,000 mark.
Oh my God.
Oh, well.
Another 3,000. Click. Let's see. 42. All right. Don't be impatient, Toby. Watch pot never boils. What should I look at instead?
When you're through, Toby, because I was having trouble downloading, can you send me your Excel or the original text that you had, the tab separated text that had all of the taxa, not just the mollusks, and I'll have a crack at plonking up some other subsets.
Yeah,
I think that'd be quite a good learning little thing.
Remind me, the challenge you had was opening a file though, wasn't it?
It was, but I didn't. You know how you sent me the Excel file for insects of the world? That came down perfectly. There are certain things I can't do with it. I find it all falls over if I try to subset, which is a real bugger.
Okay, but so
the moment I try and do a filter, it just goes, yeah, not doing it.
So we got it. We got to the right number.
Yes,
so
we did.
That's now done.
We're missing the title. Yep.
So for example, we can see if it works. And we can see these ones. So yeah, there's a family of moths. Okay, it reads pretty good. I guess I should check if it links well. Probably should have tried that before. Yeah, that's good as well. Okay.
Oh
so,
my goodness, look at that.
So it's, yes, I think it's looking
distinct.
good. Oh, that's not looking good. Didn't get the name properly. But yeah, I thought yeah, maybe, we did get it right, but maybe on the import, this doesn't have a way of saying. Remember when we did the scraper?
Yeah, we were able to use UTF.
We could tick a
8.
thing to say, yeah, we're going to provide UTF-8. Here we can't do that, and it has assumed the wrong thing, so that's a pity.
Never
but
mind.
you know, it won't
Never
matter too
mind.
much because there's none in the title, so that's good. Yeah, so okay, so it's still, I'll refresh one more time. It may be starting the next process, which is to try and do some preliminary matches, but we'll skip straight to, we'll go to jobs and see what it's doing. So it's going to do, yeah, it's going to like search Wikidata for each of those titles and then try to do matches, which is a kind of good way for a general set, but it's not good for taxon. So if we click this, it will order a job, and it'll do this. It'll match entries to perfect, unique. This means taxon
It's a nice
name.
match because we've got all of our AFD have
Yeah.
taxa.
So I'll say
All have
go for it.
You know, instance of taxon.
And unfortunately, it's probably queued last. So it's probably going to do those two things first and then do the one that I just asked for, but that's okay. So again, we can sit back and relax while it does that. But you were saying, oh yeah, so you were talking about the Excel file that worked last time.
Yeah, for instance.
So instead of sending you the text file that I downloaded, I'll send you this Excel file, which is what we got to.
Yeah, that would be good, I think,
So
because
it has these 3 columns already in.
Yep.
I'll just leave them there for you. And all I'll do now is I'll just delete this sheet because that's not useful anymore.
Yep. Fair enough.
And then, so sheet 1, this one, I mean, I've put in a couple of dumb columns.
That
like
doesn't matter. That's
but you'll be able to sort out which ones you want, and those 3 I'll leave in there. The only other thing then I'll do is I'll undo the filter from phylum and give you everything. So I'll save it like this because that's just the general, like everything's there.
That would be beautiful. And because
oh yeah, so interesting. So we've got some other filter on. I'll remove that. Oh yeah, that filter is the one nomen nudum.
Oh, nomen nudum.
And temporary whatever. So I'll leave that filter on just in case.
Yep, no, that's good.
Forget. But then anyway, it's 514,000 genera. So yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so I'll get you that file at some point. I probably won't try and send it through Zoom.
No, you sent it.
You can
I
do
think
that.
You did it as a
Dropbox.
a Google. Oh, Dropbox is fine.
I probably did it as a Dropbox because that's
no, Dropbox is
so
good.
I can. This is actually in. I know it's not in Dropbox, but it'll be 113 megabytes.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's not too large.
All right. So refresh.
Are we watching
Still waiting.
raindrops sort of?
Yeah, I think it's going to take a while. Yeah, so it looks like it's got other stuff to do. It's not on it at the moment, but yeah, I think it'll work. So good job. Is there anything else?
Great,
should I stop the recording, or have you got something else you want to?
No, I think that should be good.
Okay, I'll just.
I want to put up a few other properties, but I need to do it soon. I think one of the properties I'd really like to put up, I think it would be useful to put up type species GPS coordinates as a property, and to have qualifiers as whether it's a paratype, a lectotype, a holotype, etc. Because one of the things that a lot of the people do when they're hunting for sponges and crap like that, they give GPS coordinates for the type site. there is a property called type locality, which is fine for Europe, where every 2 kilometers is named some different name.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's not fine for Australia because Australia is so huge.
Right. Good idea. I'll stop the recording. Yeah. Is that we don't need that? Yeah.